Truth Nation. Great morning. Welcome to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. And, of course, I am the legendary Home Blow, along with, and I know we said yesterday that we were going to have Bailey again, but this is how teammates work. You know what I'm saying? When you end up having to tag somebody in.
Like WWF wrestling. Tagged me in. Boom, pap, pap. There I go. I jump in, energized.
Right.
You ever seen WWF wrestling?
WWE now.
It wasn't nobody. We don't say WWE now.
I do.
I don't say WWF. I'm WWF. It's always going to be WWF to me.
Well, that's the World Wildlife. That's why they had to change the name. They had came up with the slogan, "Get the F out."
But see, that shows my era of where I'm coming from. I'm talking about Roddy Piper and Jimmy Fly Snooker.
I got you.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When Hulk Hogan used to be like, the Hulkamania, Macho Man, Ready 7. I don't know about none of these new dudes.
Yeah. Well, I'm a WWE fanatic.
John Cena and all of them.
I am very, very familiar. But, there was some great news that ended up being released on yesterday, and that is that Martell Hare, who was on the run and wanted in connection to the homicide and the shooting of 3 teens and the actual homicide of 16-year-old Marquis Champion, who happens to also be Alderman Mark Chambers' nephew. And so he had been on the run, and, law enforcement had been looking for him, wondering if he was still here in the city or not. And they then put out a $25,000 reward via Crime Stoppers. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Bria Grant and everybody, and Amanda Porterfield, who make those kind of things happen. And I got the late breaking news on yesterday before the news conferences and all of that he had been captured. And we want to play the clip from that, but we're also going to be joined via phone line by the uncle, who is our Alderman Mark Chambers. So we're going to have him come in after we play this clip and talk about how he felt when the family got the call that they got him in Oklahoma, and, what are some of the next steps, because some people think, okay, captured, that should be good. It's just going to happen. No, it's a whole nother process that happens after that. And great morning to our producer, Rhea Riley. Great morning, Rhea. How are you doing and feeling this morning?
I'm good this morning. Thank you.
All right. So we're going to go to this clip and kind of get people up to speed about this situation if you weren't really familiar with it. But, Rhea, if you can play that clip.
Another developing story this afternoon. After more than 3 weeks on the run, law enforcement in Oklahoma City has arrested a man wanted for shooting and killing a 16-year-old here in Milwaukee. Martell Hare, suspected of killing Marquis Champion, who you see here, near 79th and Hampton, back on October 20th. 2 others were shot and injured in that incident. Hare now faces more than 141 years in prison if convicted.
Yeah, so I'm happy that they ended up getting him, Dame, because, he was talking about he was going to have a shootout with the police. He wasn't going to go.
He wanted to go out on the blade floor.
Yeah, suicide by cop, basically. So I'm glad that they did get him. I'm glad that the process to justice can now begin.
Yeah.
And with that being said, we are being joined via phone line by the uncle, Alderman Mark Chambers, here of the Milwaukee's Common Council. Alderman Mark Chambers, great morning to you. I love you. I appreciate you. How did you feel when you got that call saying that they have finally arrested Martell Hare, and how's the family doing?
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Truth. Truth Nation, Truth in the Morning. Homer, love you. Appreciate you. Dame, love you. Appreciate you. Shout out to you and your career.
Good morning, bro.
It's kind of weird talking to you, Dame, on the radio as opposed to being in face to face. So
Being in the office, right?
I'm gonna take advantage of this one. Right? No, but to answer your question, Homer, family's still, processing it, obviously. But, there was some great news that came out yesterday, as you mentioned. We knew that it was not a matter of if, it was going to be a matter of when. I just want to say, thank you to the Milwaukee Police Department for their tremendous work on this case. They have been true professionals throughout, throughout the entire process, and just like they do on other cases, other families and other murders, they handle it as the top priority for everything. And just want to say thank you to them. Thank you to Oklahoma City, Norman, Oklahoma, law enforcement, and also the U.S. Marshals for their due diligence on getting this individual locked up. But, my family, my sister was actually in a gas station when she got the call from the police detective, and she said she couldn't stop jumping up and down and crying. So the gas station attendant looked at her kind of weird and was like, what's going on? And she was just like, my baby can rest now. And, we just elated, but we also know there's a lot of work ahead of us. So while we can take this small victory right now, knowing that this individual is going to be, locked up for the immediate future, we know we still got the court process, and now it's on the district attorney and the investigators to build the case and construct the case and make the case out to, the judges and the courts. So, still more work to be done, but it was a great day yesterday.
Yeah. When we talk about that journey, do you think that he'll try to fight extradition back to Milwaukee?
I obviously don't see how can he, but yeah. I mean, cowards do coward things, so it wouldn't shock me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my condolences goes out to you and your family, and I understand that in this moment, there is some sense of, okay, we got him, but like you said, it's not over, because I had something similar happen to me in my family when I was young. My cousin was murdered as well, and so I know how traumatic it can be and how it can affect the families, and especially around the holidays. So my heart goes out to you and the entirety of your family, and hopefully this arrest helps ease some of that pain going into the holiday season.
Yeah, it was great to hear that his mother had jubilation, like my baby can rest now, because it's so many people where there are unsolved homicides and the different murders that are taking place, and you can't even try to begin to heal. You'll never get over it. Your life has changed forever, but it's a sense of healing that we get when we know, okay, good, we're not in a surrounding where this person is next to us and we don't even know that this is the person or whatnot. So, yeah, go ahead, Alderman.
No, you're right, and it's just crazy that this individual who was facing other various serious charges that have been out for so long, and I don't know if he thought he was untouchable. I don't know if he thought he had it all or anything. Like I can't go inside his mind, but what I do know is that there's a community that, whether it was on social media or just simply out in the community, that galvanized behind this. And I just really want to say from the bottom of my heart, on behalf of my family, thank y'all. Because, it was them and y'all that just lit the fire up on, everybody. And according to, law enforcement, that this individual saw, I don't know whether it was something on TV or saw something on, the news and was unaware that he was wanted and called the enforcement in on him. So, just thank you for being vigilant. Thank you, Homer, for your continued work and keeping him on top of people's minds and not letting people forget. And, major thanks to Amanda Porterfield at CBS 58 and other various media outlets for doing the same. It's really appreciated. And, that's the power of community, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
When we are fighting the same cause, we just don't do it. And I really, and I think I told you this yesterday, Homer, on Blow Radio. Just wanted to tell you, I would really want to dispel the notion that, a lot of people saying like, oh, well, they're only doing this because it's the alderman's nephew, or it's an elected official, so on and so forth. MPD treats everyone the same.
Right.
There's no preferential treatment. There's no, the things. I've had many instances where I was sitting in families, grieving families, living rooms, and Dame can attest to this, where, MPD is working just as diligent for me as the same other people. It's just happened that Mr. Hare sucks at hiding. The community lit the fire on him and, wanted to hold him accountable. And, for those people that are still fighting for, justice for their loved ones who tragically passed or anything like that, I'm with you. I'm going to continue to be with you. If you need me to come and sit in your living room to hear you talk about them, I'm here. It don't stop just because, my nephew, murderer has been apprehended or anything of that nature. So just wanted to address that notion.
Yeah.
And just continue to fight the good fight.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you, Alderman Mark Chambers, for joining us this morning to give a family update. And again, for those who are just tuning in, Truth Nation, Martell Hare, who was wanted for the triple shooting and the murder of Marquis Champion, has been apprehended in Oklahoma, and now the road to justice continues. So thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Well, we got to get ready to take care of some bills. Dame, I'll let you kind of come back and kind of address what he was saying.
Thank you again, Mark.
We got to take care of some bills. It's Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth inside the American Family Insurance Studio in the heart of downtown at the Avenue. We'll be black.
You're listening to Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth. It's College Month on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth, and we want to help your young scholar get those free scholarship dollars. All month long, we'll be highlighting local organizations who help students find thousands of dollars in scholarships each year. So be sure to tune in to 101.7 The Truth's College Month so you can learn how your scholar can get those scholarship dollars. College Month on The Truth is sponsored by Marquette University and Educators Credit Union.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
At Gruber Law Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
What is a DJ? Do we just play music? Maybe some are that simple. For me, I create memories that last a lifetime. I'm always thinking about how songs connect. I read the room. Every event is an open canvas, a new world. So what's a DJ when you hire me? I'm a vibe architect, a curator of euphoria, a guaranteed good time.
I know you want me. Every day, not only when you're lonely.
Whether you have a wedding, festival, corporate event, or any other special occasion, get your free consultation with DJ Remaniac today.
Trailblazer. This is Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
Calling all black-owned business owners and entrepreneurs. Are you looking to share your story and grow your reach? We have teamed up with Associated Bank for our black-owned business give back. Each quarter, 4 lucky business owners will win an opportunity to spotlight their brand and journey on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. To sign up for your business spotlight interviews, visit blackbusinessgiveback.com. That's blackbusinessgiveback.com. Let's rebuild our community's backbone through exposure on the truth. For official rules, head to blackbusinessgiveback.com. Associated Bank member FDIC.
Great morning, Truth Nation. Truth Talk text lines are open, 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017. Also, great morning to everybody who is chiming in on our YouTube page at 101.7 The Truth. While you're there, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. We are on our way to 5,000 subscribers. Also, you can watch us and check us out on Facebook Live. While you're there, make sure you like or follow the page, and you can share us. And, of course, X, 101.7 The Truth. So make sure you go and follow us and stay in tune. Download the app, and you can take us all around the world. What Lisa Stansfield say? Been around the world and I. You know, so
I can't find my own.
But you can find the truth.
Yeah.
Hashtag that part. Hashtag facts. And again, thank you for Alderman Mark Chambers, who ended up calling in.
No doubt.
But he had mentioned something, Dame, that you could relate to. And what was that?
It was the fact that the family is going to be eternally altered by this murder. And I think sometimes we lose track of that because we have become so desensitized to violence and murders and whatever the case may be, whatever type of violent act it may be, that we see it so much that we just think people just move on.
Right.
But what's left behind is not just the person that was the victim of the senseless violence. The family becomes a victim of that because, like I said, I had a cousin who stayed with my grandmother, and he was murdered, right? And this is in '85, and we still talk about it.
Right.
We still deal with it. I was 9 years old, and I remember being everybody coming together, everybody coming back from out of town, and we went to go see the Rocky movie that was out at that time, thinking we're going to get away. And it happened to be the Rocky movie where Apollo Creed dies. I lost it in that movie theater. And just thinking about it right now, I'm still, fighting back tears because that was one of my favorite cousins. He was older than me. His name was Larry. And yeah, our family still is dealing with that. So I know what this family is going to be dealing with. I know what they're going to have to get through to keep going. And that's why I send my condolences. And that's why we have to realize that when things like this happen, it truly affects the community, because I have 5-6 different people connected to me that know of my pain, and they deal with it. So just think of an entire family, how that spreads out. And so it's not just this family, it's not just that person, that victim being hurt by the murder. It's that entire family going through it. And it takes a while. It takes a while to get over it. And you're never over it. But it just takes a while to be able to, every time a birthday comes about, every time, you have a memory of something, it takes a while for that to start being a smile. But even as I talk about it now, like I said, I'm still like, that was my favorite cousin. It's emotional. And so I my heart goes out to this family, to his mother, to Mark, to that whole family, man, because like I said, anybody that young man's life that they touched, right, it's going to be, that's what it's going to be. You're going to, every time you think about it, you're going to get upset. You're going to be fighting back tears because it's senseless. And anytime that happens, it's not just, again, I keep repeating this, but it's not just affecting that one person, that victim, or maybe the mother. That entire family goes through this, and we need to be there for them as a community. And I'm glad they caught the guy, because that does help when the guy is caught. You know?
Yeah, whoever the perpetrator is, absolutely.
It does help. And when my cousin was murdered, my mother helped, identify who the guy was, And so it was a sordid tale of different things, but the point is that it didn't have to happen. And when it happens, it's just like, it's crazy. It affects you. I'm 49 years old. This was 40 years ago. And I'm still sitting here, and as I talk about it, me and my sister was just talking about it a couple of weeks ago. And it just
still gets you very emotional.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. And, that's why I always share with people that you never get over it. You just learn to cope. And it's daily. It's daily. It's not like, okay, well, I'm there. Oftentimes when we, talk about situations like that, I know how to address different situations, because when you say, okay, my mother passed, if your mother's still alive, and, don't tell a person, I know how you feel. No, you don't, because your mother is still here. And I know that they're just trying to, do what they think is best to say. But that doesn't help. You know what I mean? And it also doesn't help when people say stuff like, you still on that? Man, how long ago was that? You get what I'm saying? And that can get you messed up from the person that is dealing with that. And you'll see a different side of the person. So it's just, we'll put it like that. When people try to act like it's something that, that's happened so long ago, man. Your mother passed away how long ago? And you still, yes, it's always, it's there. It's a very emotional time. And it's something that you can't get back. They're gone. And when people talk about their relatives who have been murdered, I don't know that experience of grief, because I don't have that void from all of my immediate family members that are deceased. My mother, my father, my only two sisters, which were all both older than me. Of course, three of my brothers, a nephew, but none of them lost their life at the hands of, a murderer or something like that.
But loss of life is still the trauma is still, and
absolutely,
and don't lessen what you have gone through. Because my father's birthday was yesterday, and my father passed 16 years ago, in 2009, right? And I still, in a quiet moment, sitting on, I got done with work. I had kept myself distracted for most of the day. And, Truth Nation, I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all. I had kept myself distracted, and then I was sitting with my daughter, and it was just like, it overcame me, right? And it was just like, I started to cry a little bit. I didn't want nobody to see me, but she knew, and so I didn't want nobody to see me crying as a man. There's still that, but even 16 years later, I miss my daddy.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Whatever his faults and whatever his great points, I miss being able to talk to my daddy, to being able to just say to him, man, you see what I'm doing? You see how I've become, the things that I'm doing with my life? I can't have that with him.
Man, some of my healing, even with that, is like in my Blow Radio studio. I have, pictures of my mother, some with me and my mom, and it's just like, see me, you know what I'm saying? You see me, and I had the proud moment to hear my mother say, as well as my father say, how proud they were of me and the things that I was doing and continuing to do, and that I'm carrying the name well. So they were proud of that. So I got that, and I'm like, everything that I do is like, continuing to show that, we got this. So we ain't getting ready to start crying.
No, we ain't. I'm sniffling and stuff.
Yeah.
I done talked about Larry. I done talked about my daddy Wally, and if you know my family, you know what I'm talking about. And so I'm not finna. Y'all not finna hear me crying on this.
Yeah. Hey,
I'm choking up back
so
here.
I'm not finna be crying on this.
I'm glad that we got to get ready to go to a break.
Let's go to a break.
You get what I'm saying? We got to get ready to go to a break. But when we come back, there's a self-serving bill that was stuck in the midst of all of this other political stuff, and we need to talk about that because this is ridiculous. I am the legendary Home with Blow, along with
the MC Dame Ellzey.
We got to take care of some bills, and of course, Truth Nation, the True Talk text lines are open. 833-212-1017. We'll be black.
You're listening to Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
Are you ready for open enrollment? Now through January 15th, you can explore affordable health insurance options if you don't already have coverage through your job, Medicare, or Medicaid. The Community Health Access Program, CHAP, helps residents find affordable plans and guides you through the enrollment process, connecting you with resources to support your family. CHAP is a program of the City of Milwaukee Health Department. Learn more at milwaukee.gov/CHAP. That is milwaukee.gov/CHAP, or calling 414-286-8620.
We believe that self-care isn't selfish. I'm Maddie from Sweet Talks, a woman-owned and operated medical spa fostering self-love and confidence. We believe that beauty is about feeling empowered from within, and it's truly a passion for our team at Sweet Talks. Your goals are our goals. Our services go beyond injectables, including facials, lasers, medical weight loss, hormone therapy, and more. There's even a cafe, complimentary to all patients. Get started today at Sweet Talks in Menominee Falls. Learn more at sweettalks.com.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Here is Tory Lowe with his truth.
It's official. July 5th is Tory Lowe Day in the city of Milwaukee and Milwaukee County. I am humbled to receive this proclamation from the mayor's office and the county executive's office. To me, this day represents life and purpose and being driven by passion to serve and empower others. It's about being unselfish and answering the call to help those in need and living life with intention. Despite challenges and obstacles, I remain focused on creating real change in my community, county, and state. This recognition isn't about me. It's about the collective efforts of those who supported me along the way. It's about the resilience and determination that defines my journey. As we celebrate this day, I want to leave you with a challenge. What will you do to create positive change in your community? Will you get out and volunteer, mentor, or simply be a support to a friend? Whatever it is, I urge you to take action. Together we can build a brighter future, one that's filled with hope, opportunity, and empowerment. I am honored to serve, and I am grateful for this recognition. Let's continue to uplift and support one another, striving for a better tomorrow. So what does Tory Lowe Day mean to me? Let's make a difference together. Let's stay committed to our purpose and keep pushing forward even in the face of adversity. I'm excited to see the impact we can make, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to serve alongside such an amazing community. Now, my question is, what does Tory Lowe Day mean to you?
This has been Truth Takes on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Listen to The Tory Lowe Show weekdays from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Well, got some backup. Southbound 41 still going to be pretty heavy right from Appleton Avenue all the way down past Hampton. Northbound slowing down from North Avenue up to Burleigh. Southbound 43 now starting to get heavier from Capitol Drive all the way down towards the Locust area. Westbound 94 and eastbound both are backing up through that long-term closure, lane closure, I should say, at Hawley Road. So westbound starts at about 20th Street to Mitchell Boulevard and to Hawley, actually, and then the eastbound side slowing down from 92nd 2nd Street to Holly. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, sunny and mild, a high of 53. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 38. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
This is Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
We're black.
Yeah.
Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Shout out to Bailey Coleman, of course.
Yeah.
And, the MC Dame Ellzey being able to say, hey, teammate, I got you.
I got you. Tag me in. Let me make a correction. My father's birthday was on, what's today? Thursday. His birthday was on Tuesday. My daughter's birthday was yesterday. But, I still shed them tears. But, yeah, so it's a lot. It was a lot happening this week.
Yeah,
to say the least.
Yep, and again, we were also talking just doing a little recap on the fact that if you haven't lost that person in your life, a brother or a sister, or a mother or father, the worst thing that you can do is tell somebody that you know how they feel, because you really don't.
You don't. You don't know how they feel, and you can't. And I've learned that because I've lost so many people over the course of my life that, the first time I had to deal with real death and it being that way was, of course, with my cousin Larry, right? And then after that, it was Tisha in middle school who passed away. And our whole school, to this day, we still, we all still close pretty much. And not that that's a catalyst for that, but it's just like we have that, because it's a difference. When you have your cousins, then you have when somebody close to you passes that is the same age as you, you're forced to face your mortality.
Yes, sir.
You think as a youth coming up, you're just immortal. I'm just going to live forever. Death is so far away, but then you realize that it's right there.
Yep.
It's always right there. It can be right there. Depending upon whatever happens in the universe, it can be right there.
That's right.
And that's something that a young kid shouldn't have to face. So to Mark's family, it's like those children in that family, they lost their cousin and they lost their brother. They lost whatever he was to them, their nephew, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now they're facing their own mortality. They have to realize. So now you couple that with the loss of life and the regular trauma that comes from that, when it's not regular, but the trauma that comes from that, with the other psychological effects of you're facing your own mortality. You no longer have the invincibility about you.
I'm here for forever.
I'm here forever, and we all have that as young people. You don't have that no more because your man just lost his life, and now you it could have been you, and so you see death is closer.
Yeah.
than it was before. It's 100 yards away.
Right, but now it's right there.
Now it's right there at the goal line.
It goes to, and this is one of the things that I want people to understand as it relates to dealing with death and your health, your mental health especially. You have a lot of youth, like when the school superintendent was saying, like, how many students, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's another type of mental health that our youth are going through. Like, you were just at school with this person.
Right.
And then you hear that they were murdered the night before. You know what I mean? That mentally changes people. When I look at some of these funerals that I see, videos of, whether it's the funeral home that's showing it or people are going Facebook Live or Instagram, whatever, just to know, like, these young people are tore up. Like, you get what I'm saying? And to a way that I don't believe that they're going and getting the counseling that they really need to try to deal with these situations, and which causes another problem.
Yeah.
And it's happening far too often. Think about Marquis Champion, 16-year-old, Alderman's nephew. What his school friends and other friends and
his crew
family members. Yeah, man, like that's a devastating blow.
It is.
You know,
it is.
It creates anger. It creates the mode of revenge. The whole nine.
Grief is a powerful engine for destructiveness.
Yes.
I don't think I could put it any more plainly. Grief is a powerful engine towards destructiveness because
I agree.
When people are going through grief and they want to tear themselves down.
Yep.
And if they're not dealing with it properly, they want to tear themselves down. They want to tear down those around them. They want to tear down the community. They want to tear down any and everything that they can tear down.
Absolutely.
And you're right. A lot of our youth are going through grief. I've seen it in myself.
Mm-hmm.
I went through a period where I didn't care about nothing. You know what I'm saying? After my cousin had passed, I was wild. Even at 9, I'm just doing stuff to be doing stuff.
Acting out.
Acting out.
Yeah.
I got young men.
You don't know no other way to deal with it.
I got young men, and shout out to the young lady, the woman that has her name escapes me right now, so I apologize. But I just ordered this grief coloring book that she often calls
author Sherelle V.
There you go.
Yep.
And I just ordered it, right? And the reason I got it was because some of the youth that I deal with are going through that and don't even know it. That's what they're going. You
Absolutely.
talk to them and they'll say, my grandmother passed, my aunt passed, or whatever the case may be, and this is what they go through. And so you have to help them through it. Even in my own family, you know, one of my kids' favorite aunt passed. Great woman.
Right.
Excellent woman. Was that loved them all. She didn't have kids, so she was. Each kid was her. Each cousin, each nephew, each niece was her kid.
Right.
And so when she passed, there was a part of them that was gone. Right.
And they don't know what to do.
And so they are dealing with that. And they luckily they have a good support group. They have their mothers. They have their aunts. They have an excellent support group. Right. What if you don't have that?
That's right.
What if you don't have that excellent support group? Then what are you left to your own devices? And that grief eats at you and it tears at you. So we talk about this a lot, but the trauma that our community faces because of violence and because of things that take place in our community, that take place in different communities, that take place all over the country, right?
Yep.
You got mass school shootings and stuff like that. Those kids are forever affected by that.
Absolutely. And I hate when people, some people, to try to downplay that part
like they can
of
just
it.
walk away from it.
And I also I have an issue because in outlying areas and suburb areas, whenever a student has lost their life, be it they were in a driving accident or whether, you know, they were shot or, you know, murdered or whatever the case may be, the grief system is there for them. They're talking about the community center is going to be open with counselors. At school, when they get to school, it's going to be filled with counselors. I think that our children, and I'm talking about black children, I think that we have to just go to school. We don't have that, hey, look, this happened. And I understand that, unfortunately, in our community, it's a more frequent situation, but I think that they still need that. They still need to be able to know that when they get to school, and you're wondering why a young teenage girl or even an elementary student is angry or feeling like they're not into it, they're not their regular self, that it's because they're dealing with something and they don't know how to deal with it. And the grief counselors are not there. We're not hearing on the news, this community center is going to be open for anybody who may be affected by that, for parents or guardians to be able to take their youth to and say, look, hey, you need to go here. You need to talk to somebody. It's like, what happened? My friend got killed. And, oh, that's crazy. This violence got to stop. And that's the counseling.
That's it.
That's the counseling they get in their home environment, in my opinion.
Let me add this to you. When my friend passed, when we was like in 6th or 7th grade, and she had an illness, so it wasn't like she was taken away violently, but it was like I said, it was our first time having somebody close to us.
That's right.
Pass away. They offer up, hey, if you want to talk to the counselor is here. if you want to do this, this person is like you a kid,
right?
So and I assume that's what happens a lot in MPS, and maybe it'd be different under Casillas because she's recognizing the fact that this is happening, and that it is taking place. It's not brushed under the rug. And like when a kid walks in them doors, they automatically leave the outside world behind, which is impossible to do. So you have to be able to deal with what happens outside the classroom to make them be able to prosper and be successful inside the classroom, right? So what I'm saying is, hopefully MPS, with some of the money they've gotten, or with some of the money they may get in the future, add some grief counselors to the staff. And they may have them, but we don't see it right now.
And we don't get to hear about it on the news like we do if it's out in one of the outlying areas. That's part of the news story. Grief counselors are available even this evening. You can go here, the day that it happens. If you need to take your kids here, they can go here, they can go there. We don't hear that. At least I don't. I can say I don't hear it where that news story of a 14-year-old
they
being
don't
murdered.
Advertise a phone number. If your child may have known this kid, here's a number for them to call. And
that's a problem.
To call to get help. And because we're talking about parents.
And we wasn't even listen. This is how the truth really works. We weren't going to be talking about this for the segments that we have, but when it's real, I believe it's therapeutic for a lot of our Truth Nation listeners that have to deal with these kind of things. We got to take care of some bills, but Truth Nation, we want to hear from you, 833-212-1017. What has been your approach when dealing with grief?
Right.
And do you think enough is being done to where you can actually go get help instead of trying to self-help yourself? We'll be black.
You're listening to Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
This season, the Bucks are going for it all.
A game winner for the Greek Freak.
Go inside the team's pursuit of a championship on Locked In, the new season of the Behind the Bucks podcast, narrated by Bucks legend Marcus Johnson. Hear from the team stars on why they think they can make history. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
It's 101.7 The Truth's Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Gina Della and her team at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin always have the winning game plan. Check out the championship caliber play call this month. A whole house of beautiful, new, energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month, and get this, 0% interest for up to 6 years. That's like running a drive that keeps moving the chains with no penalties and no interest. And I can tell you from my experience, Pella windows actually stop the drafts. You'll stay comfortable no matter how cold it gets outside. Think about it. Energy savings, comfort, and a great monthly payment you can actually manage. That's why I trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and why this is the right time to make your move. Call today and schedule your free consultation at PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. Ends 11/30 of 2025.
Are you ready to do some baking? Because it's We Energy's cookie book time. This year's book is packed with dozens of cookie recipes to bake and share. We're sure you'll find a few new favorites. Pick up your copy of this holiday tradition from We Energies at one of our drive-through distribution events. Go to WeEnergies.com to find an event near you. From all of us at We Energies, we offer you warm wishes for a bright holiday season. We Energies. Energy you can depend on.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Students learn best when they can put their knowledge into action. JA's Stock Market Challenge teaches high school students how to analyze stocks and how current events impact value. Thanks to RSM, our partner that makes this program possible. It's just one of many ways JA brings learning to life. To learn more, visit wisconsin.ja.org.
Don't let a trade-in get in the way of the phone you want. Now you can get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in required, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. U.S. Cellular, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
This is Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
Truth Nation. Truth Talk text lines are open 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017. We'd like to hear about things that you may be dealing with and how do you handle death when it comes to immediate family or just people that you were close to. Yeah. How do you deal with your grief? Have you went to a grief counselor? Have you went and talked to your therapist because of how it's affecting you? And it's a real thing. And during the break, me and Dame were, continuing the conversation. And I brought up the point that oftentimes some of these children, as they're growing up, because they were wayward or they, and their biological mother or father were like, look, we ain't dealing with this. You need to go stay with your grandmother. Mm-hmm. So then for them, they end up going and that's who they'll say, well, that's who raised me. You'll talk to grown women and be like, well, my grandmother raised me. So whenever her time comes or Pawpaw's time comes, they spiral out because to them, that was their person. That was the person that understood them better than their biological mother or father. And again, it's like, where are we going to get this help? Right. And mental health has just been stigmatized to whereas if you go to seek help, you crazy. Yeah. And it's like, nah. If you don't allow me to go get help, you're going to see crazy. Yeah. Because the emotions that go through, when you're trying to go through and figure it out, you know what I'm saying? So you don't have the different parameters. And some people just go out here and they truly wild out.
Yeah, we need to normalize in our communities the idea of seeing a therapist.
Yes.
In my family, it's not taboo. We will go see a therapist in a minute, and I think that allows us to grow and to become better people, And I was against it for a while until I went, and once I went, I was like, oh,
right,
okay, yeah, this is how it's supposed to feel. This is how I'm supposed to feel, and you don't even realize that you're dealing with things that you are dealing with, and to Homer's credit, this conversation, like he said, was just supposed to be in the first segment. But we just started talking about it, and this is therapy. I don't care if it's 5 people listening or it's 1,000 people listening. This is therapeutic for us, and this is therapeutic for the community.
Absolutely.
And this is something
it's organic
that they need to hear, because I got, like, my cousin just texted me, and I'm not going to say her name, but she just texted me and was like, thank you. For talking about, because I know what she's been through, right? Losing a parent, and we've both lost parents, and we've both lost, people close to us.
Absolutely,
we're cousins.
Absolutely,
and so it's real, and it's always you're trying to hide that emotion and that trauma and be strong all of the time, but it's difficult. And we're talking about adults here.
That's right.
So just imagine on the last segment we were talking about children. Just imagine what they dealing with. And a lot of times what happens is these young kids start dealing with trauma like this, right, in their lives, and so they don't know how to deal with it. They don't have the tools and haven't been given the coping mechanisms.
So they go to escapism.
And when you start dealing with escapism, now you drinking.
Yep.
Now you smoking.
Yep.
Now you doing whatever you can do. And I'm not saying those are illicit things, but I'm just saying when you're trying to cover up something, then it becomes an issue. So you start drinking, you start smoking, you start popping pills.
Yep.
You start doing all of this stuff
to take yourself away from the reality of what you're dealing with. Also, it invokes violence.
To numb yourself.
You want to end up going and causing pain to somebody else because to you, the world doesn't understand how you feel. You haven't had a chance to express yourself. So I'm going out here and, as they try to say now, crashing out. They go out here and start crashing out.
I'm gonna go out here. I'm gonna act a fool.
Whatever.
And I'm not listening to nobody. They're gonna hurt me.
You're gonna feel my pain.
Right. Somebody else is gonna feel my pain. But I want to feel. I want to feel the pain that I've felt. I want somebody to do something to me. I want to be punched. I want to be kicked because this person has left you, so you're in pain. So you want a physical representation of that pain. And I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not any of that. But I know what I've been through.
Yeah.
And the things that I've been through, I can only speak to that.
That's
and
it.
in speaking to that, I can tell you that grief can dominate your life to a point where you make decisions that you normally wouldn't make, whether you are promiscuous, whether you're using drugs, whether you're drinking, whether it's a lot of different, driving crazy, doing a lot of different stuff that you're doing that you typically wouldn't do because you got this grief and it's gnawing at you. It's in the back of your mind all of the time. You're always fighting back tears because you haven't taken the time
That's right.
to sit with yourself and deal with it. A lot of times we just run from stuff. We run from stuff. And we think if we run far enough, it'll be back there. But no, that's coming with you.
Yeah, it's like Forrest Gump
move to
running
another
and
city.
then he stops like, what the hell am I running for?
Right.
Like, I don't get it.
You move to another city. You get a new boyfriend. You get a new girlfriend. You think all of this stuff is going to make it better.
And it's not.
And that's not it.
Yep.
It's the fact that you're dealing with some trauma in your life that you haven't decided that you're going to deal with that's leading to all of these negative things that are taking place.
On our YouTube page, again, make sure when you're there, you like and subscribe at 1017 The Truth. MKE said, I was raised in such a way that taught me how not to be, and it was because my family did not allow such outside influences. But once I saw outside influences of love, it helped me grow. Alfonso Dupree said, unfortunately, some parents don't know how to communicate healthy in people's life. It's pretty sad. MKE said, I got counsel from the streets, literally. It was not perfect. My mom died when I was 11, and that pain rode me well beyond adulthood.
That's what we're talking about.
But people like Homer, Doc B, Tasha Lockett, a Madhouse. Alfonso Dupree also said, the follower society, very few people want to lead. Sad, hurt people, simply. MKE also said, we're changing grace that helped me, no crash out. I ended up in prison, like literally walked off the stage into the cuffs of Texas Rangers. That sit down gave me the mental rest to grow, sadly. That part.
So in the chat, people are expressing the things that they've been through and the things that they've done. And maybe we just, open the lines up for that. Talk about...
And that's where I'm at, yeah.
Just talk about something that you're going through. We
Absolutely.
We ain't gonna turn it into Dr. Phil or nothing,
right.
But still,
833.
If you don't have nobody to talk to, we here right now. We're listening to it.
1017, because you got people here that again in the different realms. Because, like I say, for someone who has a loved one, an immediate family member or friend that was murdered, Dame has that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And people who just lost mother, father, brothers, sisters to health reasons. So some from cancer and, some just from other health reasons. I got you. Again, when I mention all of the people that I've lost immediate family members, people are surprised. They're like, I wouldn't have known that. I wouldn't have known that all of these people, that if I would have lost my brother, if I'd have lost, because that's one of the things you hear, Dame, like, if my mother passed away, it's over. You may as well put me in the coffin with her and all of that. And here it is, that loss happened for me in 2011. But again, I know that the things that my mother instilled in me, the things that my father instilled in me, I have a duty. They don't want to bury us.
No.
You know what I'm saying? They want us to have to be the ones to bury them.
Yeah.
And so, but there are people that, we got so many people in this day and age now that they are, it's mothers and fathers burying their children.
Yeah, I could never tell somebody that had to bury their kid. I don't know what I would say.
I don't know how you feel.
I wouldn't. I can't tell you how you feel. I can't. I just hug you and say I love you, and that's it. And sometimes that's all people need. But I think
that's it.
I think people just need to learn that they need to deal. That grief is real.
It is.
And you need to deal with it.
It absolutely. Absolutely.
And if you don't, then it's going to cause you to do things that you don't like doing. Because that grief is an engine towards destruction. And if you don't deal with it, that's what's going to happen. In our community, this is a real conversation for our community to have. And maybe we should get grief counselors out here. I don't know, 414 Life may have grief counselors and things of that. But maybe we should get grief counselors out here just to be available.
Right.
For people. And even if you're not available, just to go into the community. And because a lot of times we don't, like I said, they say, oh, this person is available. But I don't want to. So maybe if we just have them out there and they go to them.
Right.
You know, here I am. You know, when I was working for the city, it was the community resource centers. We went to Racine and we saw what they had, right? Maybe we need to do something like that here where we can have a house on a block, and in that house, we put a grief counselor.
Absolutely.
Along with the police officers and stuff.
Absolutely. We got to get ready to take care of some bills. You're listening to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. We're inside the American Family Insurance Studio in the heart of downtown at the Avenue. We've got to take care of some bills, and we'll be back.
Hey, think you're the ultimate trivia champ?
Well, prove it against us, your favorite WTMJ host.
It's free to play. All we ask is bring a new unwrapped toy to benefit Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive.
Or you can donate at WTMJ.com. Just text TOY to the WTMJ Talk and Text line.
855-616-1620. Grab your friends. Test your smarts. All while helping a great cause.
It's the WTMJ Trivia Challenge, coming to a place near you.
Check out the schedule of where we will be at WTMJ.com.
It's a big week for Educators Credit Union during College Scholarship Month on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. They will highlight the $70,000 in scholarships Educators Credit Union gives to 35 outstanding high school seniors in southeastern Wisconsin. We will also discuss their useful college planning resource tool, which can be found on the Educators Credit Union website. Educators Credit Union, achieving more together. For more information, visit ECU.com. Breaking down the issues that shape our city and our future.
There was a straw that broke the camel's back. Now, here's the other thing. A Zorhan Mamdani couldn't win in Wisconsin. He could not have won any race in New Jersey. He could not have won even in places that are as liberal as California.
It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 to noon.
Here's where the Democratic Party needs to rebrand itself, and I think it's going to learn a lesson very, very quickly, because in projecting to the future, I think they're already planning for a Hakeem Jeffries political agenda as Speaker of the House, which will, and Gavin Newsom was right when he gave his speech last night, it will effectively end Donald Trump's presidency. Once Hakeem Jeffries becomes Speaker of the House, Donald Trump will be the lamest of all lame ducks, and the impeachments will start, and I'm going to relish and bask in it because it's exactly what Donald Trump deserves. He did this to himself by trying to do terrible stuff to us.
Catch it live on YouTube or tune in to 101.7 The Truth.
Day one, diagnosis day. The hardest day. The day you hear,
I'm sorry, this is a type of blood cancer.
But day one is just one day. At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day one.
On day 45, I discovered an online community who shared great tips for in-treatment care.
I missed a lot of school during treatment, and LLS helped me keep up.
We are here for you. We exist for everyone fighting leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, and other types of blood cancer.
On day 185, LLS helped me file my insurance claims properly.
Day 5,840 and counting, and I'm still in remission.
To learn more and get help on day 1, day 2, day 983, or any day, please visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572. That's LLS.org, 1-800-955-4572.
Milwaukee's Black Talk lives here. You are listening to 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
Check it out one time.
Truth Nation, welcome back. Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. I am the legendary Home of Blow, along with
the MC Dame Ellzey in the building.
And we're still dealing with, because it has to be talked about, and Alfonso Dupree on the YouTube page said, great topics. Thanks, guys. The black community really needs a safe space to vent. We're doing a great job. And, you know, we're talking about that. And we want to hear from you, Truth Nation, at 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017. What are some of your suggestions or ideas that the city of Milwaukee and the community can do as a whole to help people who won't go get the help ordinarily? So you got to bring it to them sometimes. You got to bring it to them.
Right.
And what are some suggestions? Shout out to all of the churches that do have great outreaches, but there's some that don't have, that don't come outside the four walls. And we were talking about suggestions of like, hey, just pull up.
Yeah.
Pull up. You know that this is an area where some crime has happened or a homicide took place over there. Instead of looking at a tree being killed with saran wrap, because, you know, that shows you that people are dealing with something when you see the candlelight vigils, the balloon releases. That, in my opinion, there should be so many people, if you're really trying to help the community deal with and properly grieve, it should be some kind of grief counselors out there.
It should be.
You know, shout out to the Salvation Army chaplains, who I do know that they are one entity that comes out and tries to, you know, give some mental health relief for some people. But I'm saying, like, at these candlelight vigils, these people are, a lot of those people out there, they're walking bombs.
Yeah.
Like, they're ready to...
And like we were saying, like, we don't know. I know what the 414 crew does. I don't know if they have this as a part of it. Somebody call in and let us know if they have grief counseling or something as a part of their resources that they can provide. Because I know they go out and they deal with the violence interrupters and things like that. So I don't know if they do that. And if they do, I know it's not getting funded as it should be. You know, I was on the phone with my guy the other day, and we were talking about how the city of Milwaukee will put things out, and they will put it out in name only, in title only, right? Oh, this does this and this does that, but then they don't fund it, right? So we have, I think we have a lot of what I'm going to say, not organizations, but a lot of policies in place that could help, and legislation in place that could help, but it may not be getting the funding that it needed. It may not be getting the other resources, the attention that it needs. So then it can always point to it and say, look, we got this, we got that.
Right.
But the legs have been cut from under it. But again, we're waiting too much on politicians, on other people to come in our community and save us.
Right.
One of us needs to do it. Me and you.
And that's where I'm going.
You do the blow for the kids.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. That's some of my grief. You're giving these kids a birthday party.
And I tell people, I want our children to understand that you're children.
Right.
This is what you're supposed to be able to do. You shouldn't have to be afraid to go outside and be able to have fun because the community is in a bad situation. So a lot of kids end up living sheltered lives.
Listen, and you do what you do. I do what I do.
Yes, sir.
I mentor youth. And so when it comes up, that's why I said I ordered this book, the grief coloring book, because I recognized it in some of my youth. So let me deal with this. We all got to do something.
Yes, sir.
To help that generation that's dealing with grief. And we have to understand that trauma, we're not blaming it for all of the ailments of our community, but it's a percentage.
Yep.
It's there, right? Because you have to realize there's no way that it's not there. We're talking about kids who see people get shot, kids who see people get run over, people who
and this is not normal. It's become common, but it ain't normal, right?
And you know, I was there's a school off of North Avenue, 37th North Avenue. They used the park around the corner. Somebody was shooting at the park. These kids were scared to go back to that park. They used that park for their recess.
Right.
So even though nobody got killed, they still were traumatized by it. So shout out to everyone that helped with that. And I know the Office of Violence position is not that anymore.
Office of Community Wellness and
Community
Safety.
Wellness help organize that stuff, and they had us go to the park to show the kids that the park is safe now, right? But them kids still is going to be dealing with the trauma of hearing gunshots and ducking because they were so close. So we just gotta figure something out.
Absolutely, and again, sometimes it's just because we talk about what we don't have. Sometimes it's just the heart of the community, and I think that one of the biggest solutions, because we can't depend on just hearing that, well, we don't have the funding to do it, because y'all gonna have a lot more work to do if we don't do this.
If you don't do it on the front end, you're gonna have to do it on the back end.
Absolutely. And this is about being able to be proactive instead of being reactive. We have so many people that have gotten used to just being reactive to situations. That's another one.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another one. But how do we end up? That's why I say, in some of those situations, some of your loved ones and immediate family members going to have to go to jail or prison, because in order to start getting to the change that we need, if these people want to use this as common everyday behavior, every morning you wake up, you just angry. Like, there's some people that post on social media, whichever one it is, it's like, are you never happy?
Right.
Like you don't have no moment to where you can, and
we don't know what that person's going through.
And that's where I was getting ready to go.
They could be going through a hell of a lot, and we sitting there looking like, dog, what is wrong with you? Why are you acting this way? Why are you this way? And I think the lack of empathy that we have for those is like whenever I approach somebody and I'm talking to them about something, I had to learn to check, like, dog, why are you acting like this? And instead, I'm like, are you okay?
Right.
What's going on with you? Before I jump on your ass about something, are you okay? Is this going down? Is there something that you want to talk about? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And none of us are grief counselors. None of us are trauma experts.
That's right.
But we can recognize when somebody's going through something.
Absolutely.
And when they're going through something, maybe we just point them in the right direction. And I think the city or whomever, we need to get nonprofits get so much money from this and X, Y, and Z. We need to get some nonprofits involved in grief counseling. That's their focus.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, absolutely.
And try to find some way to get them money to do stuff to be able to be there immediately when something happens.
Absolutely.
Not just to try to stop them from retaliating and stopping violence. We know we do that, right?
Right.
But that's excellent. That is I applaud all of that stuff. But we can't leave behind the mental side of it that these children and these parents and these families are going to carry on.
Right, because they may have put the gun down for that moment.
Right, and luckily I had a good family structure. You know what I'm saying? I know Mark's family, good family structure. They have that, right?
Right.
You have these good, but what if you don't? Who can fill in those gaps? And that's what community does. Community fills in the gaps.
Man.
If you don't got no bread, here goes some bread.
In the words of Tweezy, you better say it.
If you don't have that good family structure, well, let me offer up mine for you to lean on me and my family to help you through it. Help your family through it.
This is where, when you hear me talk about, we need to get black to having neighborhoods instead of glorifying being in the hood.
Yeah.
Because in the hood, you got people that ain't gonna help you. They're here to take from you. They're here to subtract from you, and they're not adding to you. So when that kind of situation ends up happening, in my opinion, it's not healthy for our community. Like I say, when you hear, Dame, if you go down to such and such, man, you got to stop by this joint, man. I mean, they do freestyles and this, that, and the other. And it's like, but it's in the hood. Now, of course, because I'm not scared of the hood, but they say it to you because we know that when you usually hear the hood, we're like, okay, I need to be locked and loaded. I need to have my head on a swivel,
right?
Because it could go down.
Right.
It could go down.
Absolutely.
We got a call, and we got time to try to take it before we go to our break. We've got Blake. Blake, great morning. Love you. Appreciate you. You're here. We're talking about grief and ways that people cope. What's your truth?
Family.
Great morning.
All right, real quick. My first taste was when I was 3. My mom's dad got killed in Mississippi because he had a woman outside his family, and she killed him because he wanted to go home. And then, you know, we're all here on the breath. Nobody's here forever. And then the older I got, you know, my first friend, Troy Ashford, gun violence. I was at Sherman Elementary. And then from that, it was, then the gangs hit, you know. Then there's 74 friends. I'm 22 years old. Then I'm in 9th grade, coming out of high school, you know, then you lose your friends through high school and stuff like that. But then I go through my own trauma, being shot 4 times in the chest over a bar fight, over a $19 bottle of tequila. And then I'm still here 25 years later. Mm-hmm. And then seeing everything fall by the wayside, like I said, you can choke over like sipping soup, and just your situation and how you pass and how your family reacts to it. Losing my dad's mom, my mother, my cousin, my great uncle, his wife. I lost 9 people in 6 months. And my daddy was like, "I'm surprised you're not someone with your cheese slid off your cracker, boy." And I said, "Well, Daddy, I love you too." You know, because when he lost his mama, I had to be at the church for him to receive her body. And then when my big homie, Porterhouse, James Tate, just passed, he's younger than me, you know, my first best friend. He passed away waiting to go to dialysis. We don't know when it's going to happen. So the situation of grief is the way we deal with it with ourselves. It's been 10 years with my mama and my granny. And they went in the same year. She went on my my mom's birthday. And then my mom passed in January. It was like negative 27. Over 300 people showed up at her funeral because of who she was. Right. So as we are here as physical members in this world, and I apologize, I'm always emotional, but I've been cold-hearted. You know, I used to do the game, the drugs, you know, being out here in the streets, then getting shot up myself. And then my baby tomorrow getting killed by somebody half her age. She's 14, he's 28. A lot of people don't need to be around kids. And then some people just be wanting to bust a gun. But like I said, the way you go affects the family. So to everybody out there, if you have a situation or you've been through, you have to breathe deeper. Through your nose and out your mouth. Smell the roses and blow out the birthday cake because it's not in our control. So grief is a process as healing is. So we heal together, Milwaukee. I'm here. And y'all know how to find me, homie. I love y'all, man.
We love you more, Blake.
Love, brother.
All right. We got to get ready to take care of some bills.
That was powerful.
Absolutely.
Impactful.
We'll regroup and we'll be black.
You're listening to Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth. On Friday night, the Milwaukee Panthers continue their tough road trip as they head south to the Lone Star State to take on the Texas Tech Red Raiders.
Hippo White down to the lane, got to the rim. No, Fields with the rebound and the finish, and Faison Fields. Panthers with the takeaway. Dorsey is burrowing, kicking left wing. Elam open three is pure.
Scott Warris has the coverage Friday starting at 6:30 on 101.7 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off happens at 7 o'clock.
It's 101.7 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Gina Della and her team at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin always have the winning game plan. Check out the championship caliber play call this month. A whole house of beautiful, new, energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month, and get this, 0% interest for up to 6 years. That's like running a drive that keeps moving the chains with no penalties and no interest. And I can tell you from my experience, Pella windows actually stop the drafts. You'll stay comfortable no matter how cold it gets outside. Think about it. Energy savings, comfort, and a great monthly payment you can actually manage. That's why I trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and why this is the right time to make your move. Call today and schedule your free consultation at PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. Ends 11/30 of 2025.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Saving energy and money? It's easier than you think. Here are 2 simple things you can do to reduce your energy use and lower your energy bill. Use thermal curtains to reduce each room's energy loss by up to 25%. And make sure vents aren't blocked by furniture or rugs to improve airflow and comfort. Simple, smart savings. Get more energy-saving tips at WeEnergies.com. Again, that is WeEnergies.com.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
The Truth Summit 2025, presented by 1MKE and hosted by 101.7 The Truth and Good Karma Brands, takes place this Saturday, November 15th at Thrive on King at 2153 North Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Drive here in Milwaukee. Doors will open at 9:30 a.m. The panel discussion will begin at 10 a.m. It'll be moderated by our very own award-winning 101.7 The Truth's Dr. Ken Harris, which you can listen to Truth in the Afternoons daily from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. It'll be focused on open dialogue, collaboration, and actionable change. It's a free and interactive community event, so make sure you are there this Saturday. Me and MC Dame Ellzey, we will definitely be in the building along with a lot of your other Truth Nation family here at the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. So make sure you come on down and join us. There's going to be some great open dialogue. You can ask some of the panelists questions as well as the questions that will be moderated by our very own Dr. Ken Harris. Welcome, Black. We are having a very deep and emotional conversation that started out first segment only, and here we are now at 8:17 a.m. in the morning.
And that last caller was
Blake.
Hit home. Blake hit home, and that's real what he was saying. And you saw in his story how grief has played a factor in his life and how he's still dealing with it, right? And he understands that, and because he's able to deal with it, he's able to redirect. But it's played a story in his life, and when he said that, he had lost so many people over the course of so many months, it took me back to, and I talked about my father, but I didn't mention my grandmother who raised my father, and she had him when they were young. They moved up here from Mississippi, and they both died in the same year.
Right.
So this is my grandmother, whose house I was over all of the time, who played a very integral part in my life. My sister's life, my older cousin's life. She parented us. You know what I'm saying? She was there, and she passed. And then my mother was like, your father's sick, and that's his mama, and he's not gonna be that soon after. So get yourself ready. And she passed in April. He passed in September.
Right.
And so that affected me. And then in 2013, my other grandfather passed, and then OB Jr. passed, who was very close. I looked up to him so much, was very close to me, passed, and then you had Vita passed, my grandmother's sister, and it was just like all of this is happening.
Right.
And my family was so close. We were so close. We were so tight-knit. And when this happens, it's like it rips the fabric in everything.
Absolutely.
And I myself even responded, and I'm going to be honest with the Truth Nation. I'm going to be honest with everybody that's listening. When my father passed and my grandmother passed in such close proximity, I responded negatively. I changed. I wasn't the same person.
Right.
I became this, I didn't care about anybody else in that moment. For a couple of years there, it was, I'm out of here. I'm done.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It ended up probably led to me being divorced, led to me doing things that were erratic that I shouldn't have done. You know what I'm saying? And I'm blaming it on this and I'm blaming it on that. I started, but at the same time, I was working out and doing so. I had the other side of it as well.
Right.
So it
literally the little battle that they showed.
The battle was going on. One side of me is like, okay, I got to use this energy that's happening in my life for good. So I started working out, lost 100 pounds, all of this stuff. But on the other side, I'm still dealing with it. So that's not enough. the working out and all of that wasn't enough. So and I'm not blaming it for the decisions I made, but I made some terrible decisions during that time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Stuff I should have done better. Hurt people that I love that I should have not hurt. That's what our community is dealing with.
Absolutely.
And when I hear Blake talking, I'm reminded of the same things that happened in my life. So I say that to young men all of the time. Okay, you going through something. It's going to make you make decisions that you don't want to make. Why are you doing it? Okay, now I know.
Right.
Now I see it. And if we don't create avenues and create solutions to deal with that grief, we're talking about what's happening, but we're also offering up some suggestions. There needs to be grief counselors on these blocks.
Absolutely.
They need to be out here.
And like I say, at these the vigils, the balloon releases, you're going to send somebody. And even if it's someone that is there passing out cards or flyers that have the numbers for grief counseling, some of the 24-hour hotlines and things of that nature, because what you have is a powder keg at most of those vigils, in my opinion, especially when it's someone that the streets love, the community, they like, this was their person. And because you will end up, if you go in the midst of that, you will hear people plotting revenge.
Yeah.
They took my guy. They took my girl. Man, that was our girl. You get what I'm saying? And again, which will end up leading to, so if they don't have anybody that they can really go to except a bunch of other people who are on the same mindset that they're on, it's going to create another powder keg and another situation.
Yeah, that's what the violence interrupt. They're there for that. But we need the grief counselors. We need the person there that passing out a card and saying, if you want to talk, if you want to talk, hit me up.
Yeah.
Or even if you don't want to talk, if you just want to sit and have some coffee or sit or have some dinner. Something, and you want, give them a budget to be able to do that. And I don't know if that exists. I'm saying it doesn't because I worked in city government for so long. I don't remember that being there. But give them a budget where they can take people out, to then take whole families out. Hey, let's go. Hey, meet me at the something over here.
That's
your
right.
whole family, and I'm paying for everybody to come.
That's right.
That get people there.
Yep.
Now let's have these conversations at this table, because what you might be doing is preventing the next situation where that grief passes on to somebody else. Somebody at that table, maybe thinking about using drugs now.
That's
somebody
right.
at that table, maybe like you said, thinking about getting revenge.
Yep.
Somebody at that table,
Escapism.
maybe thinking about taking their own life.
Yep.
Whatever. But all that, each three of those adds more trauma to our community, and the cycle continues.
Absolutely.
The cycle continues. So
I
unless
agree.
we pour money into it, and it's like something they do in Baltimore, unless we pour money into it and try to get resources to it, and maybe just having that dinner with that family, you could have stopped two of those.
Absolutely.
Two out of the three from happening.
And as long as it continues to not happen, we're going to have the never-ending story.
Yeah.
We're going to have the never-ending story. We're going to hear about it again and again and again and again. And that is the trauma part. This call that we are about to take, it'll be very interesting to hear from Quinn, so QT. And maybe we'll get some of these questions answered as it relates to what can be done and what can't be done. Truth Nation, the Truth Talk text line is open at 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017, and our YouTube page. I love the engagement that is going on there, and we'll be definitely reading more of your comments. And I'm trying to see if we're almost ready with Quinn. Again, Quinn, I want to say great morning. Love you, appreciate you. You hear the conversation that we're talking about grief and talking about lack of counseling in some of these communities that is affected by a lot of these situations, whether it's a homicide, whether it's somebody that got shot, that, people don't know how to deal, they don't know how to cope. And we see it in other outlying areas surrounding the city and the suburbs. They always have, you can get grief counseling here, we'll have them here, then they're going to be at your school, and then we're going to do that. What's your truth on this topic?
First off, I just want to give a shout out to you, Homer, and also Dame, for using your voice and platform to raise awareness and to share this information out. You know, I listen in regularly, but typically I won't call in, and I think that's common for people that work for the city. You know, that we listen, but rarely will we call in. But this topic was so important, I wanted to share a little bit in regards to grief counselors, whether there's a visual, whether there's a traumatic situation that happens on a block. We will deploy grief counselors. We do it on demand, but we also do it as a need. When we know that there's a ripple effect in communities, in neighborhoods, in schools, we understand that not only the immediate family is the one that's affected, but it's a domino effect. Multiple lives are affected when something happens in our communities. So that's one of the things that we do. We offer counseling, therapeutic counseling, clinical services to families, to individuals close to families, to neighborhoods. And I thought it was important to share that information. This is a free service. You can call our office at any time, whether we have schools that call us. MPS is a great partner. We have
hang on before you go further. Hang on before you go further. What's the number? Because we want to make sure that we put that number out, and even on the YouTube page, we can put that number. What is that number? Say it nice and slow so people can take that number down.
414-559-3201. That's my direct work number, but then I'm going to also give you our office number where you can request these same services, and that number is 414-286-5468. Again, that's 414-286-5468.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter if you had a situation that was yesterday or it was last year. It could have been 5 years ago. If you're still dealing with it, if you still need help processing it, if you're still grieving, we want to offer support and helping you to manage that.
Quinn, how many of these counselors do y'all have? Do y'all have enough to deal with what's happening in the city?
We have a lot. Through our recast division, we do have quite a few.
Good.
Yeah, that's good.
And even if it's not directly from us, we are partners over at the county, Milwaukee County, DHHS.
Okay.
If we can't offer support, then we'll reach out to our partners, and they'll be able to assist.
That's important, man.
That's
Thank
great.
you very much.
Hey, Quinn, I was talking about. I don't know if you heard earlier when we were talking about what happened at the park across the street from the school. Remember when we were out there?
Yeah.
So,
hang on. You know
Quinn
what, Quinn? Rhea, if we could, because this is some great information that we need, can we hold Quinn over? We got to take care of some bills, Quinn, but we're going to come back because I think that this information is powerful and it's needed, and this is what me and Dame have been talking about this morning. So we're going to take care of some bills, Truth Nation, and we'll be black.
You're listening to Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
Steinhoffel's Black Friday mattress sale is happening now. Steinhoffel's is Wisconsin's mattress leader, and right now you'll find incredible Black Friday deals on all the best brands, plus 60 months and 0% financing. Save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic sets, $900 on Beauty Rest, and even $900 on certified organic avocado sets available exclusively at Steinhoffel. If you've been waiting for the perfect time to upgrade your sleep, this is it. Shop in store or online at steinhoffels.com.
The Humane Animal Welfare Society, HAWS, believes in keeping pets healthy and families together. No one should have to choose between rent and veterinary care. The Wellness Clinic at HAWS Animal Shelter in Waukesha offers important basics of dog and cat care to our community. Pet owners can schedule general exams, sick visits, receive vaccinations, even get preventatives and nail trims. Appointments are available weekdays and can be scheduled by calling 262-542-8852. Contact HAWS of Waukesha today for your pet's care.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 1017 The Truth.
I want you to really stress the importance of having an ethnically diverse blood supply. But I guess, what do you say to people that, for whatever reason, are apprehensive about giving blood?
It's not by accident that we are building this fixed donation site right in the heart of this Halyard Park, Harambe neighborhood. And to your point, our black and brown donors probably represents the smallest demographic in our donor base. That's attributed to multiple reasons. For those of us that understand the history, there is a lot of underlying mistrust of the healthcare system. And quite frankly, there's already challenges with how busy people are, how accessible they are to even know where to go to donate blood. And let's face it, a lot of folks are scared of needles, right? But when they get through all of that, the importance, I think, is a heavier burden on our black and brown communities, because there are a lot of different blood diseases that require what I'll call more of a match in blood that only comes from people of similar ethnicities. Something that's specific to our black donors and patients is something that I think your listeners are very familiar with: sickle cell disease. The only therapy that get them through their day-to-day life is blood transfusions. And it's not just a what I'll call average or normal blood type or blood transfusion. It's actually a specific blood with a specific type called RO blood. And this RO blood typically only comes from people of African descent and Hispanic descent. And so that's why it's so important that our donor base is diverse, so that it helps our ethnically diverse patient population.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
We do still have the situation just south of Moreland Road. Looks like they may be starting to reopen those ramps now. 94 westbound and eastbound off ramps to southbound Moreland Road are currently closed. So watch for the big delays. Eastbound's backed up from 164 to Moreland. The westbound side slowing down basically from Highway 100 to Moreland Road as well. Beyond that, though, in the construction zone right around Holly Road, we've got delays eastbound from 84th Street, and then we've got the westbound slowing from 25th Street to Holly Road. Southbound 41 slowing from Good Hope Road all the way down past Hampton. Northbound's backed up from Mayfair Road up to Hampton as well. And then we got the northbound side of 4394 coming out of the Mitchell interchange, slowing down around the Plainfield curve up to Oklahoma Avenue. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast, today sunny and mild, a high of 53. Tonight partly cloudy, a low of 38. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 1017 The Truth.
This is Truth in the Morning on 1017 The Truth.
Truth Nation, welcome back.
Yeah.
Again, we're inside the American Family Insurance Studio in the heart of downtown at the Avenue. It's Truth in the Morning, the legendary home of Blow, along with
the MC Dame Ellzey.
And we were talking with Quinn, and we thank you for holding over, because we just think that the information that you are disseminating is very important to our community, because it also enlightened me and Dane, because we were, it's one of the things we were talking about. Like, hey, do we have this?
Right. And I think it needs to be promoted more. And I think it needs to be given, and I know you can't say it because you know, we work, well, I used to work for the city. Mm-hmm. We know how that works. So I know you can't say it, but I'll say it for you, that there needs to be more resources put into that, so the word can be out and be made more widespread that these services are being offered. Because I really think the community could really help, could really be
benefit from this. Yeah.
And so, like, before we went to break, I was talking about, and I had mentioned, so I'm glad you called in. I had mentioned the what happened to the young kids on North Avenue, like 37th, and they had the shots outside the park, and how the next day y'all had organized and were there to take back the park. I think things like that, I think something like that should have been like on a front page news.
Right.
Right? Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Tell us about that and how that came about, and so that people can understand what it is that y'all do and how effective y'all can be when given the opportunity and the resources to do the stuff that y'all do.
Yeah, and I'll try to be as quick as possible in explaining it. Last year there was a shooting that occurred in Butterfly Park, which is located on 38th and Meineke. There's a school close by that utilizes that park for their recess time. During this shooting, the kids was in the park having recess. So this area that's supposed to be a safe space was now interrupted with gun violence. Moving forward, these kids, parents, and the staff did not want to utilize the park anymore. So for most of the summer, the kids went without being able to play at the park. They used other means to take them out into the parking lot at the school. But once we found out about this, showing the power of collective impact, we got together with the community-based organizations over in that community, Rooted and Rising, New Covenant Housing, which is right across the street, reached out to Dame and Alderman Stamper, and we showed the power of collective impact. MPD, the Sheriff Department, we essentially took this park back and said this is a safe space. And that initiated a continued response, meaning that's when Forum for Life and a continued response going out door to door, canvassing, letting the community know of who they are, how to contact them. We educated the community on other resources such as the MKE mobile action app, how they can report issues anonymously, whether it's through Crime Stoppers, whether you want to talk about the speeding, raise awareness on street lights that's out. You can do this all through the MKE mobile action app. But then we also was able to initiate Alert Neighbor in this neighborhood, where residents connected to a block club can receive equipment such as Ring doorbell cameras and floodlights. But it showed how once we come together, it's not just OCWS responsibility. It's not MPD just their responsibility. And shout out to MPD because they did initially make an arrest related to that shooting.
Good.
But this year also, the kids, the families, the parents were still afraid to go to the park. So we did the same thing again. Earlier this year when school started, we did another community pop-up, and that's translating to safe passage. So we're creating safe passage. So when these kids do go to the park, now the residents, the neighbors are a part of it. They're coming out, they're waving. We're putting cones out. But really raising awareness to neighborhoods, to communities, that these organizations are here. When something happens, we will respond. But also certain areas in our communities, they have to be off limits. Parks, churches, women, kids, certain things have to be off limits, and we're raising the standard. We're having a code of ethics that this is what's moving forward. And for those that's not in agreement, then there'll be certain actions that'll take place.
Correct. Right, as they should.
And that's what we were talking about the other day, Homer, when we were talking about the code of ethics that no longer exists in our community.
Yes, sir.
That people have just act like they have erased them.
Absolutely.
And parks and kids and women and children should be off limits.
Absolutely.
But back to what we have been talking about, the grief that our community faces. In your position, how often are these resources that you're offering up? Are people coming to get the grief counseling?
Yeah,
are they utilizing it to the level that you think they should be utilizing it?
Yeah, now that's a whole nother conversation. So Recast, Resiliency in Communities After Stress and Trauma offer these services. When there's a shooting, when there's a situation that happens, we reach out to the families, to friends, to victims, even to perpetrators of violence, to offer them support and services. There's a small percentage of family and individuals that actually take part in these services. Even when we're out at visuals, balloon releases, we have clinicians and healers out there as well. We let the family know, hey, we got these people out here. When Tracy Dennis out there, he'll usually make that announcement. Hey, OCWS do have clinicians and healers that come with pamphlets and information of how to contact them. But not enough people take advantage of these services. It's one of the reasons why it was important for me to call in to let people know that these services are available. One of the things that we're doing now is even if it's 30, 60, 90 days after, reaching back out to families and individuals and offering these services again, and taking that opportunity to just do a wellness check. Hey, how are you doing? How's your family? How's the kids?
Yeah. You know, this is another one of my pet peeves. And Dame, you know, I talk about it all the time. You got to help me to help you. You got to listen. If these services are out here, and we're talking about more funding, you know what I'm saying, Dame? But when you don't utilize the tools that we have, so we don't even have to reinvent the wheel.
It's there.
It's there. And it frustrates me to hear Quinn have to say that it's underutilized, even though they're there. They're putting it in your face. Like, I don't know what other way, because I tell you what, when I talk about those other outlying areas, when something happens, whether the kids died in a car accident on the freeway or whatever, and they're always touting that there will be grief counselors at this center. It's going to be grief counselors at school when the other teens get to school. And they utilize that. They show that those children are going, those youth are going, those teenagers are going, and they're getting that help. We got to help people. Now we got to utilize it, because if you are not able to show that what you fought for, we need this for our community. If you're not utilizing that, the way the system and the budgets go, we'll lose it.
So, Quinn, let me ask you this real quick. I know you talked about the underutilization of it. I know, man, dang, I want to talk to Quinn some more, but we got to go to break. All right.
One more time, Quinn. Hang on. We'll be right back. But this is great dialogue. We got to take care of these bills, and I hope people, Truth Nation, you're getting a lot out of this conversation and a lot out of this information. We'll be back.
You're listening to Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth. It's College Month on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth, and we want to help your young scholar get those free scholarship dollars. All month long, we'll be highlighting local organizations who help students find thousands of dollars in scholarships each year. So be sure to tune in to 101.7 The Truth's College Month so you can learn how your scholar can get those scholarship dollars. College Month on The Truth is sponsored by Marquette University and Educators Credit Union. Federally insured by NCUA.
Talk to these people in terms of, how do I register for this program despite my reservations and my previous experiences of rejection?
Yes, I tell anybody and everybody that you can buy a house. It may take somebody longer than the other person, depending on what your circumstances is with your credit and income and affordability, but you can purchase a house. The first step would be to register for our program. You can come to our office, 7830 West Burleigh Street, or you can give us a call at 414-461-6330, or just go onto our website, hri-wi.org. Register for the first-time home buyer education workshop. That's going to be your first step to home ownership. During that class, you're going to learn everything that you need to know from A to Z, how to get approved for a house, how to look for a house and put an accepted offer, and how to close on a home.
Hungry for something fresh and delicious? Get your favorites from Cousin Subs delivered straight to your door. From our freshly baked bread and hand-sliced meats and cheeses to our famous sides, crispy golden fries, Wisconsin cheese curds, or creamy mac and cheese. Every meal made to order and ready to enjoy. Ordering is quick and easy online or through the Cousins app, whether it's a solo lunch, family dinner, or a spread for the whole crew. Let us bring it straight to you, fast and fresh. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
You make time for everyone else. Family, work, everything in between. Now it's time to take care of you. If you're 45 to 64 and don't have insurance or your plan doesn't cover screenings, you may qualify for free mammograms and Pap tests through the City of Milwaukee Health Department's Breast and Cervical Cancer Awareness Program. Call 414-286-2133 to see if you're eligible. Real self-care starts with your health, and early detection saves lives. Funded by Wisconsin Well Woman. Learn more at milwaukee.gov/wellwoman.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
All right, we're black, Truth Nation. Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. We still got Quinn. I know.
Wait, I got
Quinn.
one question. I know you got to go to work. You got things to do. This is my last question.
Yeah.
What can
and
we
just
do?
real quick, y'all, I tagged Julian in. He was listening in also. Julian is a colleague of mine. He works in our recast division. He's our crisis response and community outreach. So he's the one that connects directly with families after traumatic incidents. But go ahead with your question, Dan.
My question quick is, what can we do as a community to help you all get the word out, to help support
about this particular service?
About this service that y'all do. How can, because we know what y'all do on the other end, but on this particular service, how can we support y'all to help y'all do what y'all do?
Right.
Y'all doing it. Y'all doing it already. Starting that conversation, having that conversation, and I think it would be pretty dope if we were able to come on the show and maybe just talk a little bit of the resources that we have available, because there's so much that's available for community, but a lot of community just don't have this information. Like we share it on our social media. We try to reach out to influencers. We use whatever means we can to get this information out, but yet it's still not reaching the masses. So using your voices and platforms, using social media, I think is a good way to get it started. But I appreciate the conversations. Having these conversations is the reason that I called. Julian, who was listening in, also is on the line as well.
And Julian, let's hear from you being a part of Recast.
Good morning, gentlemen. Thanks for letting me speak to you. And so what I would say as a part of helping us with this, helping us promote our services is just helping us attack the stigma associated with mental health. And so we understand that, mental illness in many cultures is seen as a sign of weakness or instability, and then also the cultural attitudes and things like that, and then the historical mistrust of institutions. So helping us promote mental health awareness, and so folks can understand it's okay, to get therapy. It's okay to talk to somebody. Just like an athlete has an injury, he has to go through physical therapy to get back right and get back on the court. So you go through something traumatic, you experience trauma in your life. It's okay to get that therapy to get you back strong again. And so helping the community understand that and helping us defeat the stigma associated with mental health, it will go a long way to improving those numbers of folks actually accepting those services, because it's fair to say that we have a mental health crisis in our community.
Yeah, that part.
I completely agree, and that's what and that's what me and Homer have been talking about and discussing is taking that stigma off of there, normalizing your mental health stability, normalizing mental health,
that part,
and keeping it on the forefront. So I appreciate both of you brothers for what y'all do and what y'all put into our community, and we just want to be able to support y'all in any way we can,
because it's necessary, because a lot of people are like what me and Dane were talking about earlier, like do we have that? We see it in other communities that don't look like our community all the time. Whenever something happens, they're like, hey, here are the people. Here are the people. The news lets them get on and gloat about it. The news will tell people, like, hey, and for those of you that maybe here's a number or here's where grief counselors will be located. So I think that the media in my opinion, needs to do a better job of helping our community too, instead of just outlying communities. Because I usually only see it, Dame, in outlying communities.
Right.
Quinn, Julian, I only see it in outlying communities when I hear about the grief counselors will be there. I had no information, and we are very informative people, me and Dame.
Right.
And we had no knowledge of this. This is why we were bringing it up. And so it was so great for Quinn to be able to call in, and then Julian, for you to get tagged in so we can give this information to the community. And I think you're absolutely right. We need to have a situation where the community, that we have to talk about these shootings and these homicides that are happening and other violent things that are happening. I think we need to be able to let people know where they can go and what type of resources are there, because some people don't know. We get the question all the time, well, what do they do? What does 414 Life do? What does the Office of Community Wellness and Safety do? What do they do?
Well,
you feel what I'm saying? Now. And now to hear about recast. Okay, what is recast?
Right.
So I like to take away, I'm allergic to ENC's excuses and complaints, but so that's how we take away from that. We take away the excuses. Now you know. So now what are you going to do? Are you going to utilize it?
And I think we do. I'm going to talk to the people here. I think we do need to get y'all up here.
Yeah.
And
I think it would be a great thing.
Conversation for an extended time, and we can spread that word. We can do our part to spread the word and make people understand that
How
this
important
is
it
there.
is,
All the stuff that we was talking about sounds like they doing it.
Absolutely.
And it sounds like
don't reinvent the wheel.
And it sounds like this just not being promoted enough. It's not our community isn't promoting the good in our community enough, and this is what they're doing. So all the ideas we were having,
absolutely,
Dame, and Julian, they doing it.
They be like, it's already in there.
So we just need to get them in a position to do it more, and for people to understand that it's there and it can help.
Yep, absolutely. And I don't know, I know y'all budgets can be limited sometimes, but have y'all ever been able to do billboards or the bus, placards on the county buses, or, so people can also see it that way? Be like, if you've been affected by whatever the messaging may be.
It's funny you should mention it, sir. It's in the works right now. And the next, the ads have gone out to print. I would imagine within the next 30 days, you'll start to see some of the messaging that we've been crafting to the community, to get forward some of these messages, because that's called primary prevention, trying to stop violence before it starts. Plant some seeds in minds, gives people something to think about. So you'll start seeing some bus ads with people that talk about, hey, your gun, your negligence, their funeral, lock it up. And so that's promoting the safe and secure handling of firearms. It's also pointing out that, hey, guns are the leading cause of death among children and teens. That's unacceptable. Let's protect our children. So these are the sorts of messages you can start expecting to see. One of them is about reckless driving. It says reckless driving is fun and games until someone is dead or in handcuffs. Slow down. Simple, straightforward messages like that, brought to you by the Office of Community Wellness and Safety. So you're going to start to see those things. Stay tuned. We're looking forward to it, and we're excited about it.
Absolutely. Well, we're excited about y'all, and we're going to work to see if we can end up getting in the studio to have this conversation and allow Truth Nation to be able to call in and speak to y'all directly with some of the situations and questions that they may have. So I thank y'all both for taking time out and calling in and helping us learn ourselves. I tell people you learn something every day, and Quinn and Julian, we definitely learned some things today, and we appreciate you and we love you.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all for what y'all do every day.
All right.
Talk to y'all later.
Yep. That was, I think that call deserved to be bound over until, we got that information out there, bro.
That's what this is about. That's what the truth is about. That's what our appearances on the truth is about, is bringing community here. And that is what just happened right there. We're sitting here talking about this, having conversations about what needs to happen, what needs to be done. And then Quinn calls in, Julian, and because they know they can call into us.
Absolutely.
They feel safe. Quinn, I know
safe
Quinn.
Space. Yes,
it's
sir.
A safe space. They can call in. And when he calls in, he's dropping the knowledge on us. Say, brothers, we already do all of that stuff.
Yep. Yeah.
But we don't know.
We didn't.
So if we don't know, we can't expect the community
absolutely.
to know.
So
There needs to be an influx, and I know they can't say it, but there needs to be an influx in their budget to spread that word as far as the eye can see, the ear can hear.
That's right.
Whatever can take place so that people in our community can understand that they have help that's waiting.
They have it. They have it. We ain't got to reinvent the wheel. I always tell people you should learn to work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm
so
saying?
Just in that, we realized what the issue was is getting the word out.
That's it.
That's the issue. We
can help work on that because we are a Truth Nation.
Right. We had a conversation. We discussed what the issues were. We discussed the problems. We came up with a solution. The solution is already taking place. So what's the problem with that? We need to get more money into there so that they can spread the word out.
There it is. Sounds like we almost said our final words, huh?
Yeah, that's it right there.
You know, listen, True Nation, definitely love you and appreciate you. Appreciate your engagement. YouTube page is going crazy with comments, and we appreciate that. It's our chance to know that we got a voice. And Rhea Riley, our producer, thank you very much. I know we deviated from some of the other things, but it was needed. It was needed.
The whole 45 minutes talking about what we was gonna do on air, and then we just ran with that.
Yeah. It's
worked,
therapeutic, bro. It's therapeutic,
and that's community.
Yep. If nobody has told you that they love you today, I want to let you know that we love you, and we want you to please have a safe and nonviolent remainder of the morning, afternoon, evening, night, early morning, and hopefully the things we have to talk about in the near future won't have to be within our minute degrees of separation. Up next, the award-winning 1017 The Truth, Sherwin Hughes with The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. We're out. Holla Black.
Check it out one time.
Need a way to hype up your day?
This is Lorenzo.
Lorenzo, you just won $5